In Team Canada and Team Argentina. Canada looking to defend their bronze medal finish from the last event in 2023, a young team with high expectations. You see the schedule here for today. After this one, a rematch of a gold medal game between USA and Brazil. I'm Kelsey Wright-Johnson, joined by Amy Audibert. You look how the teams got here. Canada 4-2 in the tournament. The only losses coming to USA and Brazil, and then Argentina 3-3 on the tournament so far. Their losses coming also to Brazil and of course Canada in the group phase. And we get a chance to look at Canada as they take to the court for the last time here in Santiago.
And Kelsey, let's not forget these two teams met earlier in this tournament on day 2, which feels like a month ago in some ways. There's been a lot of basketball between them, but Canada got the edge, 23-point win. You get into these events and it's a totally different game. Teams have had so many opportunities to continue to get reps and look different, and both teams taking a really tough loss yesterday in different fashion. Canada played a great game against Team USA, and you were kind of waiting for a run to happen, and Team USA had that little push at the end to punch their ticket to the gold medal game, but Team Canada played so tough, so hard, hit some great shots, and so that's in some ways a devastating loss where you have to wake up the next day and forget about it. And then on the other end, as you see Brazil about to take the court, they had a really tough matchup. Argentina against Brazil, they got rocked, and they just did not look like themselves at all. And you don't want to take away from Brazil. We'll see them later on tonight, and you'll get to see in your own words who that team is. But Argentina just didn't look like themselves at all. So another devastating type of loss, and another, you wake up and you wipe it off the table. You got a bronze. The winner of this one gets something around their neck.
Yeah, and look, Argentina's last podium finish for this federation was in the title match back in 2017, again versus Canada. They came in silver after losing by 2 to Canada, and they returned 4 players from that roster. Canada, from that same one, returns 2. And look, in the last AmeriCup in 2023, this Argentinian team finished 7th. So either way tonight, they're coming home with a bronze or the 4th place, and which is already an improvement that they saw in their last showing here.
This Argentina team has fought so tough. They've had a really tough schedule too. They opened the tournament against Brazil and Canada, and then were able to handle the rest of their pool, but probably played the toughest, most physical game of the week so far against Puerto Rico, and then another one yesterday. And they got to do one more though, still looking to qualify for their very first Olympic berth. They'll have some fans in the stands here.
We'll get a chance now to listen to both national anthems before the game starts for the last time here in Santiago, Chile.
A continuación, escuchamos el himno de Argentina.
take a look at the teams shaking hands and exchanging gifts at the half-court line. And like I said, a lot of familiar faces. Not only did they face off earlier this tournament in group play, but they played each other 14 times head-to-head. Canada has the win on that one, winning 8 of those, Argentina 6. And Canada has won the last 7. Like I said, the quarterfinals in the 2023 matchup, and then just earlier this tournament. Take a look at the third team that joins us on the floor. You're getting a look at Loreno from Puerto Rico, Namira from the USA, and wearing the mic for us tonight, the crew chief is Carmelo Alvarez from Puerto Rico as well. Starting 5 for Team Canada. This is starting 5 they've gone for a lot of this tournament, and in the last game where these two teams faced off with each other, it was Shai Wilson who finished with 18 points, shooting 50% from the field, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, under the leadership of Coach Nell Fortner.
But let's not forget the 49 rebounds either, so a lot of responsibility for their bigs inside.
Yeah, those bigs will have their hands full when we take a look at the starting lineup for Argentina. Pretty big starting lineup themselves. The point guard that leads the way, the quarterback of this team, Melissa Gretter, one of the most experienced players who will take the court here in this bronze medal matchup. Get a look at the head coach for Team Argentina. Coach Martinez has been instrumental in the success that Argentina's seen recently. And look, you're looking at Canada, who comes in top form, qualifying for the last 4 Olympic Games. Argentina working towards their first ever Olympic berth. Both stamped their tickets to the upcoming World Cup qualifying tournament. But first up, ahead of them is getting to the podium here in Santiago, Chile. We're under a minute to go until tip-off. We have anytime you have a rematch, Amy, a little more intense than that first matchup earlier in the week.
Yeah, and I would say this, also both teams probably feeling it a little bit too. They've played a couple more games. They both played a couple more physical games. Experience. Both teams led by some vets who understand what it means to earn the opportunity to take that step onto a podium and put them in your neck.
Yeah, I mentioned these two teams. They played each other in that title match back in 2017, and there's players who are returning from that. 4 returning players from Argentina. Melissa Gretter, as you see on your screen there, she's one of them, and 2 from Canada, both Hill and Colley, who will make the start for Canada here today. A lot of familiar faces here. And it's bronze medal up for grabs. It's Canada taking on Argentina in the bronze medal game here in Santiago, Chile. Kelsey Wright-Johnson, Amy Audibert bringing you all the action as they get set. Knocked in bounds on the first possession. It's going to be Argentina ball, just 14 seconds on the shot clock. Caruso setting things up for Argentina. Argentina in the white jerseys, Canada in red on your screen. Ghana dives on the left-hand side, no good. Almost has the offensive rebound. It's going to eventually be pulled down by Ejum. Here's Sammy Hill. Back out to Day Wilson. Day Wilson had a big game against Argentina in the group phase, but it's stolen there by DeRusso. Argentina will need a big game from Burani as she passes it out to DeRusso. DeRusso puts the first bucket in for Argentina.
Now how about that pass from Burani off one hand into a shooter's pocket? That's high level.
And DeRusso actually didn't score in the last game against Canada, and already with 3 points early for this Argentinian team. They look to find Kayla Alexander down low, stolen by Burani. I said, Verona had a really tough game yesterday against Brazil. And now looking to redeem herself as she kicks it over to Chagas. The double or the threes. Back-to-back possessions for Argentina to kick off.
I think they like the right corner. I mean, back-to-back shots there, but really what I've noticed early on here, Kelsey, you mentioned Shide Wilson with those 18 points. Argentina's had some conversations about Shide Wilson. They forced 2 early turnovers on her. They are not giving her any room to breathe. You kind of had to expect that coming into this one.
Yeah, the timeout called on the floor for Canada, and Argentina taking a quick 6-0 lead. We get to eavesdrop in on the Canadian huddle. To listen in on Coach Nell Fortner telling her team to get moving, push and transition. Right now, coming into this game, they're averaging 13 points in transition. And of course, when you've got players like Shea Colley on the floor for you, who is a magician, you know, finding her teammates, as well as Sammy Hill, that's what you want to be able to do, is kind of get Argentina in a scramble position and not set on defense.
Well, but the first pass, if you will, in a transition offense is a defensive rebound. You have to come up with stops to run, and 2 huge knockdown shots for Argentina to open this up. Look at the pressure on Shea Colley, completely denying her the ball.
Yeah, and it's interesting too when you look at the rebounding. Coming into this game, Canada averaging just over 53 rebounds per game. And on the other end, it's Argentina with just 39. Silas Swords tries to put some points on the board for Canada, but it's going to be the veteran Kayla Alexander, the leading scorer of this team, that gets Canada going. Here's Gretter for Argentina. DeRusso back to Gretter. Gretter finds a teammate down low. She kicks it out, and it's going to be another 3-point opportunity. This time, it's good for Florencia Chagas.
Move that ball around the zone, and Chagas, we've seen her hot, we've seen her cold, but when she's hot, that's tough for opponents. And guess what, Kelsey? She's hot.
Yeah, and Chagas is the leading scorer for this Argentinian team. So hopefully, if you're Team Canadian or Team Canada defense, you can try and cool her down as she goes for the offensive rebound there. Knocks it off of Sammy Hill's knee, and it'll stay with Argentina. And that's just hustle and heart there from Florencia Chagas.
And Sammy's saying, no, 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 but Coach you cannot pull that challenge this early into a game.
Melissa Gretter in the corner. Threads the needle with the pass to Barani, no good, and comes down with it is Canada. Shea Colley in the open court. Up to Ejum. Swings to Swords. Swords gonna wait for the Alexander screen. She uses it and pulls up for the long 2. Off the glass, no good. And that rebound up for grabs, and down with it is Ejum. Here's Hill over to Colley. Colley wants a 3 of her own. She'll do just that. Cannot leave Shea Colley open on the perimeter. Gretter now looking to break the full court pressure from Team Canada. Gretter gets the ball right back. Over to Chagas. Chagas chucks from deep. It's no good. And a rebound there by Ejum. That's her second. Can she go back-to-back? Just off the mark for Shea Colley. An offensive rebound for Canada. They find Silas Swords, who dishes right back out to Hill. Hill off the mark. Ejum. Another rebound, and this time there's going to be a foul called. That one's going to go on number 23 for Argentina, Ghana. It'll be on the floor, and Canada will get it back.
Yvonne Ejim's been one of the top rebounders in this FIBA AmeriCup 2025, and so at times you're probably going to have to throw a little extracurricular to try to move her. I mean, when she establishes position around the rim, sometimes she just looks like she cannot be moved.
Ejim is averaging a team-high 9 rebounds per game. Shea Colley tries to do it again, no good. Sammy Hill goes for it, but it's Gretter who eventually gets the possession. 1 against 5 here, and she's going to pull it out and reset. 14 on the clock. Gretter turns the corner, dishes to Martinez, now back up to Barani. Barani from up top, off the mark, and Ejim will get another rebound. That's 4 for her. Hill up top, uses the screen from Alexander. Back up to Swords. Swords rips through, and there's going to be an off-ball offensive foul on Team Canada.
Yeah, Kayla Alexander fighting down low for position, and kind of watching it in real time. You watch the battle, but Kayla Alexander, and especially with her long arms, got caught extending. That's so obvious to the baseline official. But Canada's really doing a nice job going after the drop coverage in a pick and roll action, and that means Barani, instead of stepping up to hedge, is dropping, and that allows an opportunity for somewhat of a pull-up jumper, and they've gotten a couple nice looks that just haven't fallen early there.
Argentina looking to extend their lead. Here's Gretter in the corner. Drives middle, dishes to a cutting Chagas, and that's good for Chagas for 6 points on the evening. Or give her 8 now, excuse me. Leading scorer for Argentina so far. It's Canada now. Here's Swords up top. Look for the shot, but gets by the defenders. Kicks out to Alexander for the long 2, and it's good.
Kayla Alexander cuts on penetration to a great position, and it's nice completed pass from Swords.
Barani puts one up. Ejim with her 5th rebound of the quarter. And here's Colley going coast to coast. Dishes it off to Alexander, but a lot of hands on her down there as they tie it up. It's going to be called for a foul. It's Argentina's 3rd team foul of the quarter.
That's a beautiful cut from Chagas off the ball as Gretter pulls the entire defense. But how about Kayla Alexander also just sprinting in transition? Barani looked like she was jogging up and had to turn the jets on, and that's the one thing I will say about this Argentinian team. There it is right there. They're tired. They are, I mean, they have played some physical basketball. And that doesn't mean they're gonna implode or give up, because mentally I think they're one of the tougher teams here, but they've played some really tough games.
Silas Swords throws it up, no good, and Cabrera, who just checked into the game, she grabs that rebound, and now Gretter going 100 miles an hour. Tries to dish. Shea Colley comes up with the steal, and now she's in the open court. There's going to be a foul there on Martinez, the 4th team foul for Team Argentina in the quarter.
That's a nice cross, and if you're Team Canada right now, attack, 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 because with 4 minutes and 11 seconds, you're going to the free throw line on the next one.
Colley off the screen. Kicks to Gibbs. Gibb to Marissa Russell. Russell off the back rim. Yanked down by Cabrera. Now Barani right back out to Gretter. Argentina swinging the ball. Find Martinez. She looks to use the screen, picks up her dribble, back up to Gretter, 5 on the clock. Stolen again by Shea Colley, and she's in transition. Kicks it to Gibb. Gibb up, and the first 2 points for Delaney Gibb. Martinez trying to get through pressure here. There's going to be a foul called on Marissa Russell.
Well, that's how you run, right? I mean, defense to offense, and it's a solid finish. Those opportunities will be there. But to me, for Canada, that defensive stop started when they had to kick the ball back out, and Gretter was almost at half court. She almost went over back. and there was about 7 seconds left on the shot clock. They're starting a new set from half court. High pressure from Canada.
Canada will look to string together a few more stops here against a really talented Argentinian offense. And there's Chagas blocked at the rim. Now Canada looking to get some transition buckets. Silas Swords dishes into Russell. Russell kicks out to Gibb. Gibb drives to Alexander at the free throw line. Rims out, tipped away by Marissa Russell to keep it alive for Canada. And they'll get a fresh 14 as Delaney Gibb pulls up from the three.
Delaney said, we're playing such good defense. I want to get back on defense. Let me finish this possession right now.
Yeah, and Gibbs got 5 points already in this one. Only had 2 against Argentina in the group play, and so she's not messing around in this one. It's Marissa Russell to Gibb. Gibb to Swords. Swords wants in on the three-point club. That three-pointer from Swords forces a timeout by Argentina as they look to regroup. Canada takes the lead 15-11. We'll send you in to the Argentinian huddle to hear what Coach Martinez says to his women.
Vamos al canasto fuerte, o sea, pedir falta, pero no perdamos más balones. Y rebote defensivo, todas rebote defensivo. No puede ser que tienen 3 veces por ataque. No lo podemos emparejar, sino. Quiero un beso largo. Yo cuento. 1, Ama y Durso. 5, Ama, salida a presión. Diana. Durso. Ama, una para cada lado. Mungo. Chagas. Pasen y rompan. Cuando llegamos ya. Puede ser 4 bajo, al lado contrario de ella, para que ella juegue, o juegue mano en mano para la carrera de tirador, ¿sí? O juegue al lado. Pero vamos atrás, vamos atrás.
Welcome back to Santiago, Chile. It's Canada taking on Argentina in the bronze medal matchup. And 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. A few things jump out at me, Amy. Argentina 8 points off turnovers, but then I look on the other side and Canada's got 5 second chance points. So finding their offense in different ways so far.
That's a great timeout from Argentina, though. They had to calm down a little bit, having trouble just moving the ball around on offense.
Ball up top for DeRusso. They get the switch. She's got a much bigger Ejim on her, but now they're into Cabrera, who has the smaller Gibb, but she goes up. The floater is good.
That was intentional. Cabrera knew she had a smaller player and continued to establish position until she got the ball. That's a great look out of a timeout for Argentina.
Colley to Ejim. In the corner to Gibb. 7 on the clock. They find a cutting Swords, a turnaround. Fadeaway jumper is good for Silas Swords, the youngest member of Team Canada. Siciliano to make something happen for Argentina. Cabrera back to Siciliano. Siciliano rejects the screen, finds the lane, gets herself under the hoop, and a little too far under the hoop.
Too far, yeah. Ejim sticks with it.
Colley coast to coast. Can't connect from the field, but she's gonna be rewarded with a trip to the charity stripe.
You were expecting a big performance from Shea Colley today as you look at the quick handle. Just the bump and almost the N1, putting that ball on the outside of her body. But Kelsey, she fouled out early into the fourth quarter, and it was on a technical. And it was a frustration call. And for Canada, I don't think it's a coincidence that USA was able to break open when Shea Colley was not available. She is a veteran. These games do not faze her because she's been with this national program. She's played on this stage, and they really missed her, I'd say, calming presence late in the game. And when those things happen to you as a player, you get to play again tomorrow, you know you're coming back harder.
Yeah, Shea Colley has been with Team Canada for 11 years, played over 100 games, wearing Canada across her chest. Been at 2 Olympics, And now looking to get another bronze medal here at the AmeriCup. It's Argentina looking to claw their way back into this one, down 6.
Well, Sila Swords holding her own in that matchup, doesn't have the size advantage. Clearly Argentina is trying to target Delaney Gibbs, Swords. They look smaller, but they are so feisty, and that time Swords doing all the work with her feet and forces a travel.
Ejum swings back in the hands of Sila Swords. She can be lethal from the 3, not that time, and it's pulled down by the guards of Argentina. Bocchetti to Cabrera, to Bocchetti. Drives baseline, good defense by Ejum. There's going to be a foul called there on Sila Swords.
It's not because of lack of effort, I'll tell you that. Swords taken up and trying to jam up Cabrera, and not an easy task.
Bocchetti in the corner. They get the switch they want, and it's Cabrera going up against Delaney Gibb again. This time, she connects off the glass with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
And Canada's got to dig a little deeper defensively, and why I say that, in the last couple possessions, somehow Cabrera has ended up with either Sila Swords or Delaney Gibb on her, and Ejum's in the game, and Marissa Russell, those are the bigger bodies, and I mean, Argentina's just finding those mismatches and absolutely attacking them. And if you get caught up in a mismatch, maybe send some help, right? Like, that's where the P's and Q's and being a little proactive on defense.
Shot clock unplugged for Canada. Delaney Gibb keeps it alive, drives baseline, dishes to Ejum. Ejum a little strong. And that's going to end the first quarter between Team Canada and Team Argentina. Canada leads the way by 3, 19-16. And that's kind of the start we expected, right? It's getting a little physical. Both teams shooting over 40% from the field. Argentina caught some fire from 3. 50% from three-point land has kept it alive for Argentina.
But all those were very early in this game, first couple minutes, and so as soon as Canada settled in defensively, they were really able to push ahead of the ball. That was the first one right there. What a pass. That's the second one right there, what a pass. You know, those were back-to-back possessions. Now Fortner calls a timeout, and her team comes out looking completely different with their demeanor. Starts defensively.
There's 2 of the 8 second chance points for Team Canada. And there's the third 3 from Argentina. They only didn't miss a lot of those as Canada tried to get in that 3-point club as well, as Shea Colley added to the tally. There's the mismatch you're talking about there. Big Cabrera has Delaney Gibb on her back and makes it look easy as she heads to the basket. Sila Swords working for that one. She's able to do it. And although Sila Swords and Delaney Gibb, it looks like they're being targeted on the defensive end, have been really solid offensively. Delaney Gibb, 5 points, and Sila Swords also 5 points. Make sure you scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen and download the Courtside 1891 app, where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. It's not too late. You got 3 quarters of the bronze medal game here. You got the gold medal game coming up between Brazil and USA. And there's basketball happening in the FIBA world.
And great basketball. Listen to this one. In the first quarter, 12 assists on 13 buckets made total. I mean, that's just good, clean fun. I mean, tough defense, nothing coming easy, but some crisp offense too.
Canada will have possession to start the second quarter. They're up 3. It'll be Shea Colley who inbounds. You're getting a look at Sila Swords here. She stepped onto the court for Team Canada at the Olympics as the youngest player ever to wear Canada across her chest at an Olympic Games.
Canada basketball does that. They identify players a couple young and they pick them and they allow them to play up because the experience is intangible, but there's so much value to it.
Here's Swords with the ball in her hands, drives baseline. She's got a bigger Cabrera on her, dishes into Ejim. Ejim drives off the glass and Cabrera picks it up. Now it's Melissa Greder turning on the Jets, skips to Boketti. Boketti shoots it from 3 off the glass. Cabrera with the board, back out to Greder, and they find eventually Greder to set things up once again. Here's DeRusso off the screen. Pulls it out. And there's the mismatch you've been talking about, Amy. There's not going to be a basket. That foul is going to be on the floor, as I know Coach wanted that bucket, but Cabrera, yeah, watch this. Cabrera able to get Silas Swords pinned on her back. She goes up, and it's exactly what Argentina wants.
Yep, and if I'm Argentina, that's where my frustration is. You saw the official put his hand up after the catch. Of course, it looks a little slower in slow motion, though. That's a tough duck in to stop, and that Sword's got to jump with her feet.
And Cabrera, that's an easy bucket for her. Silas Swords will take a seat on the bench with 2 fouls, and in for her, Sammy Hill and Tara Wallach, who's got some height on her. Delaney Gibb off the screen. Gets it to Sammy Hill, keeps it alive for Canada, dishes in to Alexander. The turnaround jumper is good.
That's going to be there all day for Alexander. There is nobody on Team Argentina that can match her length, and so it's nice for Team Canada to see her with that composure to knock it down.
Here's Greder, uses the screen. Yeah, there's a foul called there on Sammy Hill. You saw as they were fighting over the screen, a little bit of a hook. As we get the replay of the Cabrera cut. And what a find by Melissa Greder. DeRusso to Boketti. Back to DeRusso. She likes the look up top, and that's another 3 for Team Argentina as they tie it up 21 apiece.
That was the first one off the bounce, though. That was the first self-created 3 we've seen from that team.
Kayla Alexander trying to regain that lead. It's off the mark. Now Argentina full head of steam. Melissa Greder gets down, kicks out to Boketti from 3. It is raining 3s for Team Argentina.
That's the ones they're most comfortable with. When the guards are getting into the paint and kicking out, as Shea Colley's going to get called with the double dribble. And how about the defense from Argentina in the last couple of possessions too? But look at that look. One bounce, a little range. But these are, to me, the dangerous ones against Argentina because they want to play with pace just like this. And they take a lot of threes, averaging in their group play 38 attempts from long range a game.
They've attempted 8 already in this one, and still a lot of play left to go. Make that the 9th 3 they've taken, and the 5th they've made. 5 made 3s for Team Argentina as DeRusso nails that one. Almost gets the steal here, but Day Wilson keeps it alive to Delaney now. Kicks it to Wallach. Wallach attempts the 3, no good. Kayla Alexander with the rebound, and she's found wide open underneath. Kayla Alexander with 8 points now for Team Canada. Cabrera has Wallach on her now. As Burani kicks to Boketti. There's a foul called there on Cheyenne Day Wilson.
Looks like she didn't see that screen coming and kind of turned into it. I don't think it was intentional. She was trying to fight over top of the screen, but that's when you kind of turn around to your post player and say, please call it. Because that could have been a lot more painful for Shy. Virani's the one that took the harder hit on it, but very easily could have went the other way.
Virani's taken a lot of hard hits so far in this tournament.
To the face, by the way. Like, they're all to the face.
Gretter wheeling and dealing off the glass, just off the mark. Sammy Hill scoops it up and kicks it to Delaney Gibb. Tries to get it into Wallach. Wallach strips, and there's a foul there on Melissa Gretter that'll send Tara Wallach to the line for 2 shots.
And Augustina just very politely letting Shai know that you got me in the neck.
Tara Wallach, she had her birthday here in Santiago, Chile, just 4 days ago, and a really good player for Washington State. She was all WCC first team just this past season and led that WCC conference in total blocks.
You know what would be a beautiful birthday gift? A bronze necklace. But no one's gonna gift her that. She's gonna have to go get that one herself.
And in her way right now is Argentina. They're on the offense. Melissa Gretter gets it out to DeRusso. 13 on the clock. DeRusso to Bochetti. Up top now to Virani. They're swinging it around. DeRusso chucks it up. Nothing but air on that one. It's Canada now trying to take advantage of the numbers. Here's Day Wilson. Over to Gibb. Delaney Gibb from 3. Off the mark, but who's there? Kayla Alexander keeps it alive. They got a fresh 14. Doesn't matter for Hill as she puts it up. And another rebound by Melissa Gretter. Gretter splits the defenders, past almost all 5 Canadian defenders, and finds herself underneath, kicks it to DeRusso. They're looking inside, another matchup they want. This time, Kayla Alexander helps out, tries for the steal, but it's gonna be a foul there on Kayla Alexander.
Yeah, Canada trying to collapse inside and show some help. A little too many hands, or too much hand action, but Virani, another one of those Argentina players that really hard to move once she establishes position in the paint.
14 seconds on the shot clock now, as Argentina has the ball on the baseline. Gretter swings, gets it back. She pulls up, but kicks out, and that's going to be a 3-point attempt by Virani, and it's off the mark. Day Wilson drives, puts it up. It's a nice little pull-up by Cheyenne Day Wilson.
She can get herself going because she can create shots for herself, and once she sees one, that confidence jumps a little each possession here.
Bochetti gets Naya Becker off her feet for another 3-pointer for Argentina as they take the lead by 1. Day Wilson doubled over to Wallach. There's going to be a foul called there on DeRusso. That's Argentina's 2nd team foul of the quarter, and there's going to be a substitution in for Kayla Alexander. And while we're speaking of her, has 5 rebounds already in this one. Only needed 4 to become the all-time AmeriCup tournament leader in rebounds with 246 rebounds in her time representing Canada at the AmeriCups. Incredible feat for the veteran for Team Canada. This will be her 3rd AmeriCup. Won a silver in 2019 and a bronze just at the last event in 2023, looking to defend her title.
Shai Wilson just got called for a foul, a hooking foul on the inbounds, and she's trying to show everybody that her hands were up, and seen that a lot. I think it's part of the international game where the offense looks to hook the defense and vice versa.
It's Day Wilson's 2nd personal foul. And she'll stay on for Team Canada. There's going to be another foul called there on Delaney Gibb. That's 5 team fouls now for Team Canada. And so for the next 4 minutes and 40 seconds, every time they touch Argentina illegally, Argentina is going to get some shots. Delaney Gibb will take a seat on the bench.
I like the substitution. Sammy Hill's a little bit more, she's got a little more size and experience at that position. And Argentina is just going to continue to try to draw fouls.
Canada, 10 personal fouls already in this. They've hit the bonus both quarters so far. As DeRusso sets up for the second free throw. Filipina Che with the rebound over to Day Wilson. Canada has a chance to regain the lead. Day Wilson at the quarterback position here for the red and white. Skips it to Wallach. Wallach from three, no good. DeRusso vacuums that one up. Now she's on the move and skips it to Barani. Over to Cabrera. Cabrera versus Che. Kicks it out to Siciliano. Siciliano from three. Argentina now 6 for 11 from beyond the arc.
And what a pass from Cabrera. Che's size really got to her underneath, but gets it out into a pocket of the shooter.
Che to Hill. Hill drives baseline. Finds a cutting Wallach. Wallach, no good. Offensive rebound by Che, and she is going to go back up. Gets another offensive rebound, but it's scooped away by Boquetti. Boquetti picks up her dribble, looking inside to Cabrera. Cabrera looking to go to work, one-on-one. No one else down there. She kicks it out. It's knocked out of bounds by Tara Wallach.
Cabrera showing her experience, though. There's the pass right into Siciliano's shooting hand. But Cabrera, what she's going to do now, she's trying to pull Che out to the perimeter and look to beat her off the bounce. And whether that means she goes for her shot or not, she's hoping to force rotation or collapse defense for the kick out.
DeRusso drives. Nobody stops her, and that's good off the glass for 2 points. And the effort on the defensive end knocks it out of bounds. Takes 1 second off the shot clock for Team Canada. Canada got to get it in. Sammy Hill in possession now. Gets it over just in time. Look to set up the offense for the Canadians. Wallach. Day Wilson. Day Wilson drives left. Goes up against a big defender. That's a block. Here's Argentina in transition. DeRusso from three. It's pulled down by Becker. No numbers for Canada as they look to slow it down now on the offensive end. Wallach finds an open Hill. Hill drives, goes up, takes the contact and puts it in for 2 points. It's been a very, very back and forth game. Here's Argentina looking to build on that lead. Boquetti up top. Looking to get it inside to Cabrera. Siciliano drives, puts it up, no good, and Wallach rips down the board. Sammy Hill drives, and before the whistle even goes, Siciliano has her hand up saying, yeah, that was me, my bad.
I imagine as an official, that's like receiving candy. Like, I'm not going to get mad at you for calling the foul. Those opportunities come far in between.
Substitution in for DeRusso. We have Sarah Villa back into the game. Fun fact about her, she's 100% from three, and it was that buzzer beater from just over half court that we got to watch earlier in group play. Wallach to Becker. Becker drives, goes up strong, but a little too strong, and Burani down with it. It's going to be a foul on Becker.
And now Fortner going a little bit smaller with this lineup because Wallach is more of a three-point shooter. So there's got to be a lot of intention on creating and establishing position down low around the glass, because Burani is, she's a tough rebounder. And I don't know if too many players can match Ejim in terms of strength underneath, but she might be one of them.
Burani at the line, played professional in Argentina this past season, but she's been representing Argentina for quite a while. This is her 22nd event representing the senior national team, and she's been with them since 2009. This is her 4th AmeriCup, and so a lot of experience under her belt. As Tara Wallach shoots the 3, it's no good. It's a battle for the board, and Boquetti comes down with it. To Saravia, right back to Boquetti, looking to swing. Siciliano gets it right back, looks for her shot, but decides to pull it out. Here's the matchup we've been looking for, and this time it's blocked by Tara Wallach. It'll stay with Argentina, but what a defensive possession for Tara Wallach.
Oh yeah, very rarely does Cabrera make a mistake in terms of her finishing, because she's so good and she can go reverse, all this stuff. But when she starts opening up her shoulder just a little too much, instead of staying in that kind of a hook to use her shoulder to protect, and that's an excellent read from Wallach.
Siciliano, someone's got to put it up, and that's a shot clock violation. The first here for Team Canada, as they'll get the ball on the sideline and look to make something of it, down 5.
Canada digging deep here defensively.
Shide Wilson taking some contact as she gets it over half court. It's getting very physical between these two teams as Shide Wilson shakes her defender, goes up from the 3. Just a bit short, and the offensive rebound by Sammy Hill forces the foul. It's the 4th team foul now for Team Argentina, the 1st for Saravia.
And you know this crowd love hoops, just the reaction on the cross. There's a lot of neutral fans here who just want to see great basketball, and they're certainly going to get it in these evening games here.
Hentonetta checks into the game. She'll give Burani just a little bit of a break as they head into half. Under a minute to go in the first half. Shea Colley. She wanted that one to fall, as it would have been a 3-point play, but she will get a trip to the line. Shea Colley, 5 points already in this one. As she goes to the line for 2 shots, and Shea has played in Europe since 2020, and as I mentioned, 11 years with Team Canada, representing the Canadians at 2 Olympics, both in 2020 and 2024.
Grete checking back in the game. She hasn't played the extended minutes in the first half that we've seen, and when coach puts you in with 57 seconds left in the first half, when you've been sitting, he's expecting something big from you right here, and probably creating some good shots on the other end.
Yeah, and she'll have the ball in her hand, as you can see at the top of your screen. Boquetti picks up her dribble, tries to find Cabrera. It's stolen there by Ejum. Here's Colley now. Up to Hill. Hill, wide open, drives, sees the lane on the right-hand side, but decides to attack Cabrera. Now Cabrera going to be charged for that foul, and that's her first personal of the game.
Sammy Hill looked like she put the Jets on that attack.
The foul call, or excuse me, there's a timeout called for Argentina. Just over 27 seconds left to go in this first half. It's a 3-point game with Sammy Hill at the line. And we have a chance to head into the timeout to hear from Coach Martinez.
Vamos a terminar jugando así. Salida de tiro libre ahora, un solo tiro nuestro. 27 segundos. Primero rebote defensivo. Pura, volvé por Cande. Acá necesito esto. Pick and roll central. Cierre. Pick and roll central. Con Chagas. Boquete. Y Burani. ¿Está? No. ¿Dónde estás? Meli, Chagas, Boquete y Durso. ¿Estamos? Ahora en la salida de tiro libre. Saca Diana. Durso viene al medio. Perdón, Chagas viene al medio. Durso y Melissa, la bola Melissa, la llevamos y esperamos el cierre. España, escuchate. Escuchá, no te metas abajo del aro hasta que no falte 6 o 7 segundos para la posesión. Ojo que tiene de más,
Kayla Alexander, like I mentioned, the all-time Women's AmeriCup rebounder. Now, they've only tracked that stat since 2003, but...
So from what I've seen this week, rebounds, they don't come easy too often. And especially when you're playing that center position. That's something to be really, really proud of. I know it's a team sport, but when you look at rebounding and what's required at times just to grab one, to have the record is really something to be proud of.
Yeah, to grab one, she grabbed 247 and counting. So we'll look to extend that record here in the bronze medal game. Gretter at the helm, but a 2-second difference, shot clock and game clock. They'll look for the last shot. Gretter uses the screen, pulls up, finds Cabrera. Cabrera down low, kicks it back out to Gretter, and she'll release from 3 just in time. And that's going to be the end of the first half here in Santiago. It's the bronze medal game between Canada and Argentina lead the way 34-31.
This is everything you were kind of hoping for, right? Some shot making, some excellent defense, and most importantly, a close game. It is going to go down, you get the feeling, to the wire with the physicality and the game of runs that both teams were able to go on. Canada 3 for 14 from long range, and if they start connecting, certainly open things up. But look at the rebounds. They're doing an excellent job on the glass, taking care of that.
Yeah, you mentioned Canada's shooting. And Argentina has put up the same, but made double. So 46% from deep for Argentina has helped with their 3-point lead heading into half. As we look at some of the top plays in that second quarter, and it's going to be a whole lot of rain and threes for Argentina.
And they hit 3s early and did a nice job cutting to the rim now. The counter to that, stretching the defense. Now you see all that room in the paint. Kayla Alexander with the turnaround jumper. There it is right there. Automatic muscle memory. What a pass from Gretter. One of the best to do it here at the AmeriCup.
Yeah, and Melissa Gretter goes into half with 3 assists to go along with a rebound. Yet to score, but it's not necessarily what her team asks of her, as you see Kayla Alexander with the putback there. And Kayla Alexander inching towards a double-double already, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Boquete had herself a half as well. Really lethal offense from her. She had 12 points and was the leading scorer of this team in the last matchup in group play against Team Canada.
Some really tough finishes, and Kelsey, you love this type of hoops. Argentina 10 assists on 13 made shots. Canada 9 assists on 11 made shots. So both teams working the ball around and finding success that way. Just feel like this one might come down to those last couple swing possessions at some point.
It's an exciting one for us. I hope it's exciting for you at home. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more bronze medal action here on Championship Sunday in Santiago, Chile.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
I really have appreciated her performance and her hustles. Of course, the response down the other end. That's it. Just go back the other way, make the right play. Run the rim, find a layup.
It's Kim who rejects the screen, driving in. Count it and the foul. Alexander battling for post position. Hidalgo ripped Day Wilson. Attacking the rim. Hidalgo off the window and a flex. She'll go to the line for one more.
Day Wilson, step back, deep three. Nothing but net. The crowd erupts. And to end the third quarter, Cheyenne Day Wilson.
Gallegos, a lot more energy in this gym now over the last couple of minutes. Laura rolling, rejected by Cardoso. And Cardoso gathering the troops saying, hey, enough is enough. You see the Mexican bench, though, showing some signs of life.
Miles behind the back. Wow, the no-look pass into Van Slooten. The crowd liked that one. That was pretty.
A whirling dervish of a shot that puts the crowd on mute.
The bucket for Argentina to push the lead.
Sammy Hill sneaking along the baseline, rejected by Smith. Oh, what a block.
Being guarded closely by Escobar, comes off the screen, puts it up from three. That's a way to end the quarter, Amy. Confidence.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own countries, but also in the international basketball list.
Welcome back inside Centro de Deportes Colectivos for the bronze medal game between Canada and Argentina. Canada looking to defend their third place title, as that's the medal they earned in the last edition in 2023. Argentina looking to stop them and get their first medal since 2017. We'll take a look at the top scorers from both squads. First up, Team Canada is led by veteran Kayla Alexander with 8 points.
Well, when you look at the second chance column, second chance points 12-2, a lot of those go to the hands of Kayla Alexander, whether it's the bucket, the finish, or both. So she's scoring and she's rebounding. We talk about her rebounding record, but how about she's also owned, she has 9 career double-doubles here at the AmeriCup. It's also a record since 2003. We have a master Sasha Keeks out there who's letting us know. So it's not just this rebounding, she's scoring some buckets too, and really finding her advantages in her size, getting to great shot profile, and where she can find I'm not going to say easy buckets, but high percentage buckets for her are above everybody else's hands. She's the only one that can get there in this matchup.
There you go, and we'll take a look at her opponent on the other end. Leading the way for Team Argentina is Macarena DeRusso. She's got 11 to go along with her 4 rebounds.
Well, she's 100%, 3 for 3 from long range, and look at the way she's done it. Off the bounce, off the catch. Watching DeRusso, we know she's a capable shooter. You've seen it in the first half, you've seen it all week. I think her biggest impact might be defensively because she steps up and makes big, big plays. She's not necessarily always the #1 scoring option, but Team Canada, it looks like they scouted that way, and so she's kind of broken free, creating some overreactions from other players.
Yeah, and I think I want to give a shout out to Diana Cabrera as well, the 3rd leading scorer for this team. She's got 7 points, 75% from the field, and I'm not sure DeRusso is as wide open as she is for some of those threes like we saw right there if it isn't for Cabrera's presence down low.
And that was the first possession of the game, and that really established a tone.
Now Argentina up 3 heading into the second half. We'll take a look at some of these team stats now. One that sticks out to me is I look at the group play phase. They played each other, and Canada won 71-48, and Canada led for that one for the whole time except 12 seconds of it, and Argentina didn't score more than 14 points in any of those quarters. In the first 2 quarters here tonight, Argentina scored 16 and then added to it with 18 in the second quarter.
Yeah, when Argentina started their group phase last week, the first couple games, they really had a tough time with their shooting percentages. They weren't there. They were generating great shots. They were not fouling, and that happened against Brazil and Canada, 2 really good teams. So if you can't make shots against 2 really good teams, you're going to have a hard time hanging in those games. But in this one right now, they're doing an excellent job shooting almost 45% from the field. They averaged 30% from the field through those first 4 games, so they're well above that, and I credit that to, I mean, just playing into this tournament, but also excellent execution in the half court and open court offense for Argentina in this first half.
For Canada right now, they've got 9 fast break points, 12 second chance points, and 12 points in the key. Of course, being led by all scorers is Kayla Alexander for Team Canada with 8 points. And, you know, to go along with that, Shea Colley has been so important to this squad. You mentioned her calming presence on the floor. She's got 7 points herself to go along with an assist and 2 steals. Those 2 steals came early in the game to keep Canada's spirits alive in that first quarter.
There you get a look at Kayla Alexander. And all eyes on her down here in the stretch for Canada in the second half. You talk about the record holder, all-time rebounder, all-time double-doubler, if you will, in this AmeriCup tournament. I love when I make up words. But those are great, but you come for hardware. To get this far, you want to leave with something, and that bronze medal would be a big, big plus for this Team Canada.
Take a look at the game leaders for Argentina. You see 3 different names there in 3 different stat categories because that's how Argentina plays. Absolutely playing like a team right now, a unit, with everybody contributing on both ends of the floor.
Wonder what kind of adjustments we'll see here. Canada did a really nice job, I mentioned, really targeting that drop coverage in man-to-man defense, and we're able to find some jumpers out of that. But part of Argentina's conversation is, hey, 1 and done. Don't stop giving up offensive rebounds. Canada has 9 offensive rebounds, but they've turned that into 12 second chance points. And even if you take half of those away, you feel a little bit better about the score. And if you're Canada, you said, keep going to the offensive glass. They have the size advantage between Alexander and Shea. Wallach also, she would have to be more of a crasher from the perimeter, more of a 3-point threat, but we've seen her down low too, and you can't ever forget Ejim. So a lot of rebounding pressure on the bigger players for Team Canada.
Canada leads that rebounding battle 25-16. You're getting a look at Hentonetta here. She came in late into the game. And Burani, that's who she came in for, needed a quick rest, and I think we're going to see a lot of her in this second half. About a minute and a half away from second half action. It doesn't get closer than this, Amy. 34-31. The winner of this one gets a bronze, and we'll head inside the timeout to hear from Coach Martinez.
We've got to be there. Take care of your man. Take care of your man so we don't have to bring that help and they're kicking and finding those shooters. You got to really dig into that right now. Right now for 20 minutes. And if you come in off the bench, you got to be ready to do that too. 20 minutes of real toughness. It's their ball. Let's don't give them any kind of a good look to start this half. We're pushing the ball and down. We're not giving it inside. We're not giving it. We'll reverse it, get that stagger screen, and play off of that. All right. Anytime Shy gets a ball screen, it's a ghost with the 5.
Scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen to download the Courtside 1891 app. You can get live streamed, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. Kelsey Wright-Johnson and Amy Audibert here as we get a look at Pokey Chapman. Yeah, I'll smile. She's in the gold medal game coming up next.
Enjoy that smile because it's going to be all business very shortly, but Coach Pokey has done an incredible job, and she preaches to her team to have fun as well. And when they play the way they did last night against Argentina, I don't think anybody could have stopped them that we've seen all week. By far the best performance, I think, of any team was that semifinal win and performance from the Brazilians last night.
It'll be Argentina ball, as we heard from Coach Nell Fortner of Team Canada. Chagas rejects the screen, and they got the switch. Here's Kayla Alexander on her, and they're going to look to get it into Burani, going up against Shea Colley. Off the mark, and a big rebound pulled down from the ceiling by Ejum. Here's Hill on the 45, swings it to Colley. Colley open up top, the 3 just off the mark, and DeRusso scoops it out. Burani hands off to Chagas. Chagas, the leading scorer of this team, coming into this game, blocked by Kayla Alexander, and Shea Colley took a hard hit, I think, to the stomach, and she's asking for a sub. And the ball's knocked out of bounds, so she's gonna get that. Shea Colley will head to the bench. In for her is Silas Swords, and you know, she just had to have the wind knocked out of her because she's a tough player.
Colley again, it almost looked half blind, running into an established and planted Burani. Ouch. It would take me a couple minutes too. You hope she's okay. Maybe just, Coach, I need a quick breather to catch my breath.
Silas Swords, who just checked in, takes the shot, and it's rebounded by Argentina, who are on the move back to the offensive end. Greder up top, Burani to Chagas now. Right back to DeRusso, 10 on the clock. DeRusso waits for the screen. A lot of contact. She throws it up, it's no good, and rebounded by Day Wilson. It's knocked out of bounds. It's gonna go back Canada's way.
Shaedel, if you had an ISO-cam there, she fought through every hit, all contact in that defensive possession and forced a really tough shot from Argentina. That's individual accountability on the defensive end. That's exactly what Nell Fortner was talking about.
Day Wilson, running point. Picks up her dribble. Over to Hill. Hill, gotta put it up. 3 on the shot clock. Finds the wide open look. That's a veteran move by Sammy Hill. 1-point game now. Greder drives. Looks at the cutting Chagas. Doesn't hit her the first time, and she'll get her up top. Chagas drives baseline. One-on-one against Ejum down low. Ejum with the block, which she's called for the foul. That's just her first personal foul of the game. And yeah, let's take a replay of that.
Well, and Ejum used her, Chagas used her inside hand and presented that ball to Ejum. Here, Sammy, you know, Finding Nemo, Dory just keeps swimming. That's what that possession was. Sammy Hill just kept swimming through everything and finally found a wide open lane. Every time Argentina takes that baseline drive, they get right underneath the rim, but not taking that shot usually because they don't have quite the size advantage. But Canada's doing a nice job of staying locked into their outside perimeter, so there's no passing outlet or relief. And if you get to the free throw line for Argentina, that's a big kind of release valve in that possession because it really wasn't going anywhere.
Swords with the ball in her hands and 9 seconds on the clock, drives baseline, finds two defenders, knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Canada with just 7 on the clock. It's going to be a foul called on Chagas as the ball was being inbounded.
Yeah, Shea Colley looks like maybe more than just the wind knocked out of her.
Swords looking to shake and bake. Rejected by Argentina as they head back the other way. Burani to Gretter. Gretter back up to Chagas. Chagas right back to Gretter. Now she's got the ball in her hands as she dishes inside. Gets it right back. She drives baseline, sees the opening, dishes to a cutting Ghana, excuse me. It's scooped up by the leading rebounder of this AmeriCup, and Kayla Alexander running center point there. She brings it up the court and dishes to Sammy Hill. Hill drives middle, goes up. Wanted the contact there, and it's going to be a blocking call. A little bit of a late whistle there. A blocking call by Melissa Gretter. As Gretter hits the deck. Look at that rejection by Ghana.
Looked like a volleyball player at the net right there. And Gretter's frustrated because the top official made the call, not the bottom official. So she's over there saying, just tell me what you saw because you overruled the baseline official there. And see that Argentina right now, he said in the first set, ball don't lie. That's what you say when you don't think it should have happened.
Hill can't connect, and there's a rebound now by Argentina as they lead by 2. Sammy Hill sees the opportunity and steals it. Now she's going full head of steam, and as she turns around, she's going to be called for the push-off on DeRusso. She's going to check out of the game with 3 fouls.
And just a little bit more control and poise as DeRusso wasn't even defending. She was trying to sprint and get back. Shea Colley did so much work into getting the ball back.
There's DeRusso. Turns the corner. DeRusso fakes the pass. And it fakes the defense because she's got the open look on the left-hand side. Day Wilson into the corner. Gibb drives, dishes, back up to Swords. Back in the hands of Day Wilson. Day Wilson, ball on a string, goes up off the glass, no good. Ejum with the rebound over 2 Argentinian players. She gets the foul. It's the second team foul for Argentina. The third, excuse me, 13th foul for Argentina in the quarter.
You work so hard to force a stop and a tough shot, and Ejum, how many times she just saves her team with the tenacity on the boards.
Nice shot there by Silas Swords. And that's what you bring her in for. Space the defense, hit some threes, and then get back and play some D. Here's Chagas to DeRusso. DeRusso gets it back. Looking for Chagas. Chagas cuts, goes up and under, no good. Pulled down by Kayla Alexander, and here's Day Wilson. Looking to turn the corner. She wants it for herself. The underhand scoop, and it's rejected, but she'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, that's a hard foul from DeRusso. Got beat off the bounce. And the only thing you say is you're not going to get an and one. You get a look at Shea Colley, clearly in pain, and this is a huge storyline for Team Canada down the stretch. really unfortunate.
You know, I tell this story of Shea Colley a lot, and just her tenacity and how good she's been from such a young age. She was in middle school, where my mom teaches middle school, and I was a college athlete, and she asked to play one-on-one. And let me tell you, it wasn't a close game, and that was back when she was in 7th grade. And has been representing Canada ever since, so you want to see her get back out there and earn that bronze medal for Team Canada.
Absolutely. But what softens that blow a little bit, Ejim, once again, creating another scoring opportunity for Team Canada because of her effort on the glass. And Argentina has no answers for her around the rim right now. She's so explosive. One of my favorite rebounders I think I've seen in a while, and had an excellent career at Gonzaga. She averaged big numbers her senior year there, 21 and 9.
Yeah, look, she's no stranger to this team either. In that group play game that we keep referring back to just a few days ago between these two teams, she pulled down 11 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, she's one of the top rebounders in this FIBA Americas, and listed at 6 feet tall. Often not the biggest player out there.
All tied up, and there's a foul called there on Silas Swords. Swords with 3 personal fouls of her own now for Team Canada.
But she didn't want to get hit with the Barani screen as the other guards from Team Canada. Maybe a little too much. Yeah, you take one. Self-preservation.
DeRusso up top, a big 3 is no good as she hits the deck, but it's Canada who comes down with the board. Now Swords slowing things down to Day Wilson. Day Wilson asks for the screen, comes off 2. Kicks it in to Kayla Alexander. And it's going to be Agustina Barani who gets charged with that foul. And Barani now, just her first personal foul of the game, so nothing to worry about on that one. But taking a lot of hits here as you see Silas Swords standing her ground. And on the other end,
you saw the elbow in which Barani was letting the official know about, but on that possession, the court vision from Day Wilson to get that pass in there as she's moving full speed down the rim, and that's just excellent off-ball vision to see a ducking in Kayla Alexander establish that.
Kayla Alexander has got 9 points and 8 rebounds in this one already, and still a quarter and a half to go. Cabrera hands off to DeRusso. DeRusso turns the corner, pulls up from the free throw line, just off the mark. There's an offensive foul there on the rebound as it's number 7, Diana Cabrera, charged with that one. That's going to be her 2nd personal foul and the 5th team foul for Argentina this quarter. You see her kind of use that right hand to push Kayla Alexander off her spot.
Well, Cabrera saying if I pushed her, she would have went a little farther than that. I think it was more a victim of just a mistimed jump. You see Chagas talking to the referee there, pleading her case, as Kayla Alexander isn't able to connect on the first. 4 minutes and 44 seconds, a long time to be sitting in the bonus. Both teams have had, I mean, Argentina in the first half had a long time sitting in the bonus too.
Alexander splits the pair of free throws. DeRusso drives, loses it, it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Ejim down low. It'll stay with Argentina with just 14 on the clock. Redder will inbound, find a cutting Chagas in the corner for 3! Florencia Chagas, the top scorer of this team, just 6 points in their first matchup against Canada. She has been on fire. 3 for 5 from the three-point line so far in this one. Here's Kayla Alexander battling down low for Team Canada, puts it up no good, and scooped up by Cabrera. Barani hands off. Chagas looking for her shot again, but decides to kick it to Gretter, who comes off the screen. Gretter kicks it right back out. She gets it back up top. 3 seconds on the clock. Burani chucks it up off the back rim. Now Canada slowing it down a little bit in the hands of Day Wilson. Alexander back to Day Wilson as she rejects the screen. Decides to use it here. She's doubled. It's a kickball from Cabrera. She nods. And she says, okay, I can live with that as long as you're not calling the foul. It's going to go to Canada, and they get a fresh 14.
This is the definition of a defensive battle right now. Both teams really having a hard time when they settle into a half-court defense, moving the ball. You get a look at that. When coach calls the play for you to get the three, let's go. You're confident, knockdown shooter. You start thinking about it before that ball even gets into bounds.
Gibb will inbound to Day Wilson. Day Wilson uses the screen from her former high school teammate, Chai. And now it's Swords driving baseline and off the glass. What a finish over 2 defenders. Gretter averaging a team high 25 points, or 25, minutes per game. I feel like I'm saying her name a lot in this one, and she gets it done here, hands it off to Cabrera, who chucks it up to Chagas. 3 on the shot clock. Finds Gretter in the corner. Gretter puts up the 3, hits the rim, but doesn't fall, and it's Gibb running the other way now, over to Russell, right back to Gibb up top. Gibb, running point, pulls it out, kicks it to Russell. Russell redrives. A nice spin move there. Burani takes a hit, and Chai cleans up. Burani still on the floor. We talked about the hits that Burani's been taking. It seems like maybe another one.
Well, you got to feel for her because she just keeps getting up and going, and Marissa Russell creating a little bit of room for herself, and it's going to take a little something to put Burani down like that.
Yeah, Burani's got the trainers looking at her now in real time, and Canada heads to their bench to regroup. Take another look at the play. I think she just took a hard hit from a driving Marissa Russell.
Right in the chest. And
I mean, I think coach is saying, hey, there's so much contact, how is there not a call? But I didn't see anything illegal about Marissa Russell's play. Burani just taking a breather here, and again, we hope to have her back in the game. If you're Canada, you want to go up against the best of the best. If you're Argentina, you're hoping Colley is able to come back in, because you want to win the bronze medal against the top players of either team.
For as hard as that woman has been hit all week, you know she's feeling it, because we have not seen her have to come out and really take some time. If you saw, she took the contact. It's the first hit to the chest. I think that should have been called a charge right there. You don't want players to flop, but maybe if she would have flopped there, she would have gotten the call, and that's unfortunate. She's trying to hold her ground and do the right thing, but Marissa Russell, I thought, maybe lowered her shoulder a little bit. It's not that one. That's not the one right there. To me, it was that first hit in her chest with the shoulder.
And Burani checked out of the game, but doesn't go to the locker room. She'll to the end of the bench, just catching her breath there, and we hope to see her back into the game. Checking in as her replacement for now is Boquetti, and she's got the ball in the corner. Picks it up to Saravia, now to Gretter. Gretter off the Cabrera screen. Saravia up top, looking to shake and bake, and there's going to be a foul called there on Team Canada. It'll send Saravia to the line. It's the 4th team foul for Team Canada. As you see, Day Wilson just a step behind, pulls her jersey. on the drive, and both teams gonna head to their bench now, as we'll see the referees discuss and get together to see what they saw. So one of the coolest parts of this broadcast is we're gonna head back with two of these referees and listen in on their decision.
We are going to review if the foul made the criteria to be upgraded to sportsmanlike foul. Main camera, normal speed, please. Frame by frame, you go. He's behind. It's a hold to the shirt. So the foul made the criteria to be upgraded to sportsmanlike foul. Do you confirm? Okay, after review, the personal foul on number 30 is upgraded to a sportsmanlike foul. 2 shots, the clock in 2:11, 14 seconds on the side out. After review, the personal foul on red 30 is upgraded to a sportsmanlike foul. 2, the ball.
A costly adjudication for Team Canada, upgraded to unsportsmanlike, and as this tight game continues to boil down a little bit, I think they're just trying to get things under control here, the officials, and not making plays on the ball. You're forcing some whistles with those.
Yes. The reigning MVP looks on to the game. Wave to the camera. Hey, Camilla, we'll see you in the gold medal game. And Shida Wilson now 3 personal fouls. And she's got to be careful, as I don't see Shea Colley on the bench right now, who's the kind of the dynamic duo who, if she gets in trouble, you don't have her to call on at the moment. So Argentina gets possession after those foul shots due to that unsportsmanlike foul call, and Bocchetti up to Gretter. Just 4 on the clock. Gretter drives, pulls up, stopped and popped, but can't get it to fall. Shea Wilson calming her team down now on the offensive end. Here's Russell to Swords. She uses a screen, and Swords turns the corner, looks back up to Russell, wide open from 3. Russell just off the mark. Shea gets a hand on it, but Cabrera rips that one out of the air. Now Gretter pulls it back all the way around, gets it to Cabrera, who redrives. The up and under for Cabrera, just off the mark. It's a fight for the rebound, and on the ground it's Silas Swords and Cabrera. This time it's going to go in Canada's direction. A 2-point game as we head into the last minute and a half of the 3rd quarter. You see Shida Wilson at the bottom of your screen. Swings it, Silas Swords. Swords to Gibb. Gibb doesn't like the matchup, finds Russell, who hands it off to Day Wilson. Day Wilson against Saravia, drives left, pulls up, a fadeaway is no good, and Gretter with the rebound. She's gonna go coast to coast. It's blocked by Delaney Gibb, and Gibb now on the move. It's a 2-on-1. Marissa Russell goes up, blocked by Saravia. Great defense there by Delfina Saravia. It's knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Canada.
Are you not entertained? What more could you want in a basketball? These 2 plays happened about 5 seconds apart, if that. Minimal dribbles on the ground. Both teams. Tenacious defense at the rim. Attitude, not right now.
Swords looking to make some redemption, but the air ball is scooped out by Hentonetta. DeRusso trying to use the screen, just decides to kick it off, and Hentonetta likes what she sees in front of her, but pulls it up and kicks it back out. 5 seconds on the clock. DeRusso pulls up from real deep. A little too deep, and it's pulled down now. Shot clock unplugged for Team Canada. Day Wilson gets downhill, scoops it up to Swords. Swords from deep, and it's a three-pointer for Silas Swords. What a finish for Team Canada. Swords, her first bucket of the night, or excuse me, she's got 13 points on the night with a late bucket here in the third quarter. And Canada takes the lead by 5 heading into the final frame.
When you look how tight this game is, that might be one of those swing possessions that you go back and look and say, that helped us win, or unfortunately, that was a huge one against us, as Canada's made a couple more threes now in the second half, and that's helped them extend to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, so we're taking a look at Shea Colley there. I think she's got ice on her collarbone, and ice usually means, Amy, that you don't see them again in the game. And wishing her all the best, but for now, let's take a look at some of the best plays in that third quarter. There's a lot of them.
And there was high-level basketball back and forth the entire time, and a 5-point lead just feels like a lot more than 5 points in a game like this. So some downhill attacks, some outside shooting. That wasn't even the biggest shot for Swords. Another one's coming. That off the inbounds pass. Oh, what a block. And here it is right here. Swords gets her feet underneath her. You see that little bounce. That gives her all the energy from her hips down to get that range shot up.
Silas Swords, the youngest player representing Team Canada, does it all. You saw the three, and then there's the drive, and you'll get another three for her to end that third quarter. 13 points to go along with a rebound and an assist. The Olympian making her presence known here in the bronze medal game as she leads all scorers for Canada right now, shooting 45% from the field.
Well, Argentina only able to score 8 points in that third quarter. 16-8 was the score there.
Team Canada putting on the clamps on the defensive end, and that's where it's going to have to start as you see them get together, talk about the last 10 minutes of this one.
And Sammy Hill, right? She's the most experienced player. She's been with the national program for so long, and okay, Alexander, not as much as a vocal leader, so Sammy Hill takes those reins and probably talks about the first couple possessions here and how important they are.
A reminder to download the Courtside 1891 app. You get all the live streams, highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. Gold medal game coming up right after this one, but for now, 10 more minutes on the clock in this bronze medal matchup. Wow, the crowd is loud here right now, Amy.
We're getting the wave.
Here's Silas Swords being guarded closely by Chagas. Swords pulls up for three. Back-to-back threes. She ended the third quarter with a big three from up top, and she'll start the fourth the same way. 16 points for Silas Swords. Burani can't grab that one. Good to see her back in the game. And Shai Wilson, the full head of steam, can't connect. It's Argentina now coming back the other way. An easy bucket for Gretter, lulled the defense to sleep, and she can do it. The biggest lead for Canada you're seeing is 7 points as they lead by 6 right now. Sammy Hill to Day Wilson. They're looking to get it inside to Alexander. It's a one-on-one, but that's a shot clock violation. Just unaware of how much time was up.
And that's where you're on court. Who are the leaders and how are they communicating? This place is loud. It is not easy to hear, but you are now on offense without your bench down on your end. And so stuff like that, that's where you really gotta stick together.
Gretter off 2 screens, reuses Cabrera. Kicks out to Burani, back to Gretter. Gretter drives on Swords. Turnaround jumper off the glass, no good, and Swords rips it down. Day Wilson got the switch. Now Hill up top. Hill calls for the screen, uses it. Right down the middle. Can't connect. Kayla Alexander's there to clean it up, but it's not going to count with Sammy Hill now going to the line for 2 shots.
Sammy Hill 0 for 4 from the free throw line in this one, so to be determined if that was a good decision or not. There we go.
You jinxed it in a good way for Sammy Hill.
Well, I was surprised to see her 0 for 4. Right.
Hill knocks down both. She's got 6 points in tonight's game. Saravia up top for Argentina. Over to Chagas. Chagas drives baseline up to Cabrera. Right back to Chagas. Burani hands off to Gretter. Gretter goes up for the 3, and it's good. Melissa Gretter keeps this offense alive for Team Argentina.
There's about 3 seconds on the shot clock there and finds a window.
That's Gretter's first 3 points of the night. We mentioned the impact she makes as Burani is called for the foul. And Coach Martinez doesn't like that one. Gretter on the floor right now in pain, holding her ankle. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Burani broke physicality or broke verticality right there. And that's unfortunate because Gretter had got her all the way to the rim under pressure. And it looked like it was going to be a little bit out of control anyways on the shot. That's where the call is, right? When you break that verticality in a big way. And I know it doesn't feel like that. And if she had gotten all volume, probably going the other way, but she definitely got some contact on the arms. This is not a surprise either to me, though. Gretter, who is feeling it right now, does not want to come out of the game.
She is in so much pain. You see here at the top of your screen here, tightening her shoe, but she's wincing. You can tell she's in a lot of pain, and so important to this team. She's gonna see if she can tough it up, but you hope her adrenaline kicks in and she can continue on for Team Argentina. Hill subs out, and it's Delaney Gibb who comes back into the game, and she's going to guard the hurting Melissa Gretter right now.
And you got to imagine that Canada is going to dig really deep to try to make Gretter work extra hard for touches.
DeRusso running the point, gets it into Cabrera and just loses it. It's out of bounds. It's going to come back Canada's way. Adjung to Sword. Sword's back up top to Day Wilson. Kayla Alexander now dishes to Gibb. Gibb way too strong, blows the layup, and there's a rebound there by Melissa Gretter. Ankle looks fine now, goes coast to coast, puts it up! And there's a foul call, saving Melissa Gretter. She throws it up. And that's Canada's second team foul, as you see how strong Melissa Gretter goes to the hoop.
And with 6 minutes and 39 seconds, you have to wonder how long she's going to be able to hang tough like this, because she is in an incredible amount of pain. On the other end, Delaney Gibb attacked her without the ball in her hands on that backdoor cut. And it really, if she had it back, would have been 2 points with a wide open layup. Gretter misses that first free throw.
Gretter, 6 points on the night so far, 3 rebounds and 4 assists. But really just the beating heart of this team, and there's a foul called, an offensive foul on Team Canada, and I think it's that's an easy one for the refs to see.
Yeah, I mean, you're just right on the perimeter. And Argentina, they're taking the hits. Can they stay poised through the hits?
Well, they got 6.5 minutes to find the answer to that one, as now they're on the offensive end. DeRusso chucks it up from 3, and it's good! DeRusso! That's her 4th three-pointer of the game. And the timing of it brings her within 3 points of Team Canada as they look to make a move on the offensive end. Silas Swords, unstoppable. Silas Swords, 18 points, leading all scorers in the game right now. The youngest player on the floor is getting it done for Team Canada. And Barani on the other end, she'll get it done.
That pass, threading the needle. Look at that, one hand around Ejim. 3 big bodies at the rim there for Canada. 2 for Argentina. The spacing not great. What a flawless play and execution from Argentina.
And what a finish by Diana Cabrera, this is Agustina Burani at the line, and what a finish for her. As she has a chance at a three-point play. Misses the free throw. Still just a 1-possession game here in the bronze medal game. Here's Silas Swords up to Day Wilson. Hands off to Alexander. Back to Day Wilson, who uses the screen. Sammy Hill launches from 3. It's no good, and they're going to let that one bounce out of bounds. It'll be Argentina ball with under 5.5 to go. Winner takes home the bronze.
And mental toughness is going to be such a determining factor. Both teams are giving it their all, but there's still 5:21 left.
DeRusso gets the ball as she cuts through. Being guarded closely, and she hands off to Cabrera. Cabrera, full head of steam ahead, can't get it to fall, but it's tied up between Sammy Hill and Agustina Burani. Possession arrow in favor of Team Canada, and they'll get the extra possession. Day Wilson to Swords. Swords pulls it back out, re-drives down the left-hand side, slips. There's no call, it's gonna be tied up. This time it's Cabrera and Alexander after a slippery floor, as you see the Volunteers out there gonna wipe that up. Yeah, just slipped on the signage there. And 3 white jerseys hit the deck.
And the tough part is if you're not driving that hard, you probably don't. But Silas Swords has 1 gear right now. It's a 10.
Redder on the move for Argentina, turns the corner, sees the tree, decides to dish it out, but she'll be rewarded with it right back over Alexander. It's a bit strong, and Hill rips that one down. There's Ejim to Gibb, who just subbed in. Day Wilson tells her teammate to head on back, feeds her, but it's just a bit short. Blocked by the rim, and here's Greder now. The 1-possession game. The ball's in the hands of Cabrera. Now DeRusso uses the Cabrera screen. She pulls up from 3. And it's gonna bounce out of bounds from exactly where we're sitting, Amy. That looked good, and it would have tied up the game for Argentina.
Argentina setting screens with ball action and can't get anything out of it, and so that second drive starts. There's 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Canada really defensively has snapped down into a different level of intensity down in the 4th quarter here.
Hill to Gibb. Gibb fighting a lot of hands on her, gets it to Ejim. Ejim Has it knocked out of bounds by DeRusso. 7 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be Canada possession on the baseline. Argentina just 2 team fouls in this quarter, so a couple fouls to play with if need be in the next 3.5 minutes, and that's going to be a timeout called by Team Canada. Canada leads the way 56-53. They're getting scoring from nearly everyone who's hit the floor in a red jersey. As you see, Sammy Hill, really one of the veterans on this team, getting to speak to the team before coach does. And we're going to look in. We don't get to listen in the fourth quarter. But Coach Nell Fortner coaching a really intense team. And, you know, she has done it all, really. A retired NCAA coach, just coached at Georgia Tech this past season. She's coached USA to an Olympic gold back in 2000, National Coach of the Year in the NCAA in 1997, and she's in the San Antonio Spurs Hall of Fame. She also led Team USA to a 101-14 record while she was there, the most wins of any coach in USA basketball history. As you get a look at FIBA America's president in the house tonight for the medal games. Argentina looking for their first medal in the AmeriCup since 2017. That game was against Canada right here. We're on a double-double alert for the leading rebounder of all time in AmeriCup history, Kayla Alexander right now.
And 10th AmeriCup double-double. So 9 was, she had the record at 9, she's bumping it up to 10.
Five seconds on the shot clock. Delaney Gibb steps out of bounds on that one. It's going to be Argentina ball. 3.5 left to go in this one.
Oh, look at the DeRusso defense there, just riding her with her body.
Here's Gretter. Off the screen, turns the corner, wide open on the left-hand side. Melissa Gretter is all heart and all toughness. The rolled ankle is not stopping her. Here's Gibb being guarded by Gretter. They get it into Alexander, dishes, no good. Almost tied up there. Argentina comes out with it. Here's Gretter on the move, looking to do the same thing she did before. This time, she doesn't like the way it looks, so pulls it back out. Uses the screen again. She'll re-drive this time. Dishes to Cabrera at the free throw line. The floater is good for 2 points as Argentina takes the lead.
Gretter single-handedly is causing overreactions defensively, and it's leading to wide open looks.
Here's Team Canada on offense. Day Wilson looking to get something here. 5 seconds on the shot clock. She'll decide the 3 is the best one, and that option won't work for her as Cabrera pulls it down. There's been 6 lead changes in this game so far. Here's Gretter. Tries to kick out. There's going to be a foul on Sammy Hill. That one's on the pass, and just Canada's 3rd team foul. 4th team foul, excuse me. So just 1 left to go until they hit the bonus. There's going to be a timeout called on the floor. This one taken by Team Argentina. This might be a regroup mentally, but also a chance to catch your breath as you head into the last 2 minutes.
You don't see Gretter, the last one, to the bench. I mean, she is just laboring right now, but this is when you don't feel any of that. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Who wants? This is not for seeding. This is for a medal. This is about as big time as it gets. And Argentina, in the last couple possessions, has been able to really handle that point of attack defense from Gretter. And she's blowing by and creating opportunities. Now, they've got some elite screen setters on the court, too. So you got to believe there's going to be some tough screens being set. Canada now will need to make some decisions on how they defend those screens. Are they hedging? They've been switching, and Argentina's actually been having some issues with the switches. and the rebounding. Now it just becomes who wants that ball. That rock, the only way you can score, all eyes on the ball, and look at this. Greta maintained the entire possession of the ball, right? And then just at the end makes the pass. Her team absolutely is going to follow her down this last road.
And that road will only last 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Because at the end of that one of these teams is going home with hardware, and the other with a 4th place finish and a berth into the World Cup qualifiers. Here's DeRusso over to Gretter. Gretter drives down the middle. Stop and pop from the free throw line is good for 2 points as they take the biggest lead they've had in this quarter, 59-56, and Team Canada now looking to respond. Here's Kayla Alexander. Misses that one, and Gretter down with the rebound. Melissa Gretter, 8 points. Looking to work Silas Swords. Take some time off the clock. Patient offense, drives. Behind the basket pass, picked off by Delaney. Delaney now on the move, goes up. Can't get it to fall, but she will go to the line, and that foul goes against Burani. You see standing there.
Well, Delaney Gibb, apparently half deer. The way that she just, with the ball in her hands, outran everybody. Gretter got a little fancy. She thought she saw a little passing lane, and it would have been a beautiful connection, but Team Canada really clogging the paint up on the end of that possession.
Burani now 3 personal fouls on this one, and you send one of the best shooters on Team Canada to the line for 2 shots. She makes the first. Splits the pair, but Kayla Alexander down with the rebound. That's out of bounds on Delaney Gibb. As Sammy Hill checks back into the game, and she takes Shy-Day Wilson. And what a rebound from Kayla Alexander there. Canada out-rebounding this team 50-31. But it's the turnover afterwards that you wish you could get back if you were Team Canada. It's going to be Argentina ball on the sideline. 1 minute and 16 seconds to go in the 3rd place game. Gretter is being guarded closely by Hill. She gets it back from DeRusso, uses the screen, gets downhill, pulls it back out. Got a much bigger Alexander on her. Cabrera now kicks out. Burani back out to DeRusso. DeRusso from deep, just off the mark. And Ejum gets a hand on it, steps out of bounds. It's another turnover from Team Canada when you could have had that possession. And Ejum, you like the effort on that, but out of bounds call is going to go to Argentina.
And look at the pass, by the way, the spin on that ball. Look at that pass. Those are the little details that drive hoop junkies crazy. But I know it looks like he forced Argentina into a tough shot with that DeRusso at the buzzer, but it works out in their favor because it created a long rebound and a long rebound opportunity for Argentina as they get a second chance.
Argentina, fresh 14 on the clock. Chagas cuts, and now in the hands of Burani, back up to Gretter. Gretter uses the screen, likes what she sees from 3, off the glass, no good, and a huge rebound by Silas Swords as Sammy Hill now. I was gonna say that was touched by DeRusso. Sammy Hill goes all the way, and Sammy Hill now drives. She's fouled, and that one is gonna go against Burani. That's her 4th foul of the game.
How many possessions has Sammy Hill saved Team Canada just by getting to the rim? Look at this tough screen. First of all, the poke, a little drama on this possession. Look at the tough screen there, and then a straight line drive to the rim.
Sammy Hill, a chance to tie it up, and there's a technical foul called on the head coach, Coach Martinez of Argentina, and so that's a big turn of events because Canada will not only continue to get the Sammy Hill foul, but they'll have Silas Swords at the line and regain possession. Silas Swords misses the technical. It'll go right back to Sammy Hill now at the line. Hill's got 9 points, 6 rebounds. She's gone 5 for 9 from the free throw. She's a gift from Argentina to Canada, as there's a violation called, and Sammy Hill will get yet another shot at the free throw line. This time can't connect. It's knocked out of bounds by Cabrera, and it's going to stay with Team Canada. Again, a fresh 14 on the clock. Gift after gift for Team Canada as they call a timeout for a quick regroup.
Everybody take a deep breath. My gosh. You could not have asked for a better bronze medal game, but the drama at the end of this game. And by the way, Kelsey, FIBA.com puts on surveys before matchups. Fans voted Argentina had a 17% chance to win this game. I hope they all tuned in. I hope everybody tuned in, because not a lot of people thought this was going to be a great game. It's been a fantastic one. Excellent. Yeah, this is international basketball at its best.
I had mentioned Canada has won the last 7 matchups when they've gone head-to-head, Canada versus Argentina. They won big in group play, but Argentina looking for some redemption when it matters most. And this is when it matters most, as we see the last play there knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Canada ball coming in on the baseline. A fresh 14 on the clock, 22.5 on the game clock. Argentina up 1. Canada has a chance here, out of the timeout, to regain the lead. Hill will inbound underneath. Got to get it in. And it's a turnover there, but there's a foul called before Chagas is able to scoop it up, and that foul will go against Argentina. Just like that, their 5th team foul of the quarter. And it'll send Canada to the line. We'll take a look. We're gonna call a little holding foul there on Cabrera, which sends Ejum to the line.
And the official's saying, listen, they couldn't get the ball to Ejum because you were holding. That freedom of movement, even without the ball in her hands, is a thing.
Cabrera, 4 personal fouls now, as Yvonne Ejum records her first point of the game. That one's from the free throw line. She's got 12 rebounds, making an impact for this Canadian team under coach Nell Fortner. She's got 1 more shot to take the lead at the line for Team Canada. That one knocked out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Argentina, and Ejum asking for the review. And I see the coaching staff making the hand signal to look if it's out on Ejum or not. The referees will get together, and both teams are going to head to their bench, and the refs, they want to do the best they can, especially in a tie game. 20 seconds left. You've got to get every single call right. And if you're not 100%, you're going to together take a look.
Yeah, you always want to get them right, but this one you kind of need to. Wow, what a scramble. It's tough to see from this camera angle right there. Way too much traffic on the other side, but maybe we'll get another look.
Yeah, we're gonna head back to the screens and take a look at what the referees see. A close game here, tie game, 20 seconds left. We'll give up the mic to referees.
Okay, we are going to review which team caused the ball go out of bounds. Give me this one, the right basket. Frame by frame. This one. That one. Okay. Frame by frame, please. White, 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 white. Okay. So white,
Give me the close one, please. White, 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 white. There's no touch by red. It's white 14, the one that caused the ball out of bounds.
After the touch of white 14, you don't see the fingers of number 9. Can you close up now to see if there is a touch?
No. Give me the right camera, please. So white, that's the fingers of white 14.
Go back.
White 14, that's the hand of white 14.
Yeah.
After the contact of white 14, there's no contact about the red player.
Okay. Yep.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
So, after review, we overturned the initial decision from white to red. Red with 20 seconds on the side out. 20 seconds on the game clock, 14 seconds on the side out. You say it.
Yes. After review, the initial decision is reversed. Red ball.
It's so fun to go into that discussion with the referees. You see initially there was some pushback on both sides, but they come together to get the right call.
And even that was tough to tell with the camera angles, but clear and conclusive evidence goes back to Canada.
6-second difference between game clock and shot clock. A tie game here in the bronze medal game. Silas Soares for Team Canada finds Alexander. Soares from 3, no good. A huge rebound from Melissa Greder. Shot clock unplugged. 4 seconds to go. Melissa Greder throws it out of bounds. Loses touch for the veteran of Argentina. 2 seconds on the clock. Canada's going to call a timeout. What a sequence of plays for both these teams right here.
And it looked like Greder almost was overthinking. As she was dribbling the ball, you could see her looking for her teammate out of the corner of her eyes. And then she made the decision that she was just going to attack Sammy Hill. All the credit to Sammy Hill for staying legal and just really forcing a fumble.
That's a veteran move from Sammy Hill, who has been on this stage before. She has won every type of medal at a FIBA AmeriCup. In 2017, she won gold. That game was against Argentina. In 2019, a silver, and then 2023, a bronze medal for Team Canada, a medal that they are looking to defend here against Argentina. And what a veteran move. She's played over 115 games for Team Canada, and Sammy Hill saves the day here on the defensive end, giving Canada a shot at one more offensive possession. As you see there, just lost the ball was Melissa Greder.
There's this sequence on defense called sprint and square. Enter Sammy Hill, sprinting, trying to keep up with Greder, and then when you have the step square up, all these details are so high level. Everyone thinks basketball's not a complicated sport. At times it can be very complicated and detailed oriented, and Canada now has the option to advance the ball. So when you look at 2.1 seconds, this is a quick hitter. And if Argentina, they have got to make sure they're not holding or fouling. You are giving free throws up.
And that's a new rule for FIBA, and Nell Fortner taking full advantage. 2.1 on the clock. It'll be Hill who inbounds. Ejum, Gibb, Swartz, and Alexander, the other 5 you see on offense in the red jerseys. Hill gets it back, throws up the 3. It's no good, and folks, we are going into overtime. 59-59 here in the bronze medal game between Canada and Argentina.
This is what it's all about right here. These women have earned the right to play more. This is about as tough as it's been in terms of competition, but you can also just feel the wanton will from both teams in this game, and just how the last couple minutes have panned out with Canada with how many opportunities to score, but Argentina also just defensive stops. Wow.
Argentina's defense is a story in this one. 20 points in the paint, but more importantly, it's 18 points off turnovers for Argentina, and they held Canada to just 12 points in that final frame. There'll be 5 more minutes of play here in Santiago, Chile, and it'll be a battle of a veteran team that wants this one. And Argentina, they came in 7th in the 2023 Women's AmeriCup, and here they are going into overtime in the bronze medal game, looking to redeem themselves against a team that they played in the group phase that won 71-48, and Canada with high expectations looking to defend that bronze medal.
And let's not forget foul trouble for a couple of these players here. Cabrera with 4, Burani with 4. So Argentina's 2 bigs got to play very carefully. Delaney Gibb with 4, Cheyenne Day-Wilson with 4. And maybe that ball touches the paint just a little bit more right now for Canada, because you're putting Argentina in a position to make a decision at times, back off or take the foul.
Yeah, and they're gonna send Ejim, Hill, Alexander, Swords, and Gibb onto the floor. And for Argentina, Chagas, DeRusso, Gretter, Burani, and Cabrera.
Well, it says a lot about Canada when in this last couple minutes and to start overtime, they have 2 of their youngest players out there in the biggest of moments.
A reminder, if you're just tuning in, that one of the veterans for Canada, Shea Colley, went down, so she will not be returning, as there's an offensive foul called on Team Canada. That one's going to go against Kayla Alexander, and now both teams will be in the bonus. And so for the next 4 minutes and 49 seconds, Amy, anytime we have illegal action on the defensive end, it's going to result in free throws.
And for a game that had so much up and down and so much rhythm to it, now you kind of get the feeling that those shoes are going to be a little muddy by the end of this one.
DeRusso heads to the line for Argentina. She's been pivotal in this game. 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists as she misses her first free throw. 0 for 3 from the charity stripe so far in this game. And she was scoreless in the group play game against Canada. And 17 points here tonight for Macarena DeRusso. Here's Swords now, youngest player on the floor for Team Canada, up to Ejim. Ejim to Hill. Hill uses the screen, thinks about the shot, but gets it to Swords, who chucks it up. With 6 seconds left to go on the clock. That one, they're going to let it roll that out of bounds, and it's going to come back to Argentina.
And Nell Fortner looking at Swords and saying, you still had some time.
Gretter, who rolled her ankle in the 4th quarter there, but looks strong as ever. One of the toughest players I've seen here in Santiago. And she's going to look to go one-on-one with veteran Kayla Alexander. She pops from the free throw line, no good, and a big rebound by Ejim. Here's Gibb now, a sharpshooter of her own. Drives, dishes to Alexander. Alexander keeps it high, but it's not strong enough. Cabrera with the board. Under 4 minutes to go in the overtime. DeRusso up top, guarded by Gibb. Now Chagas by Swords. Chagas drives right. And it's stolen by Delaney Gibb. Gets her hands in the passing lane, and now she's on the move. Up to Swords. Swords pulls it back for Team Canada. Back up to Gibb. Gibb looking inside, and it's stolen now by Cabrera. Gretter, see, she doesn't have numbers, but the size advantage is there for Cabrera. She dishes along Gibb, but cannot connect. It's been a tough offensive quarter for both teams, as just 1 point has been scored Argentina from the line. Swords back up to Hill. Hill likes what she sees up top. That's That's a big three for Sammy Hill. Hill getting it done on the defensive end to end regulation. This time, a big three on the offensive. DeRusso drives against Alexander, kisses it off the glass to tie it back up over the tallest player on the floor. Hill spots up from three. Can she do it back to back? No good, but chased down by Swords with a fresh 14. Swords uses the screen, finds three defenders, so dishes it back, but she gets it back into her hands. And there's another three-pointer for Team Canada. They've caught fire from the perimeter in this overtime. Gretter looking to respond. She gets it back, but dishes to Barani. Barani hands off to DeRusso. 7 on the shot clock. Gretter, wheel and deal, pulls up from three off the glass, no good. A huge rebound now by Barani, and she gets it back in the corner, throws up the three! And there's the answer for Argentina as they tie the game back up, 65 apiece. Ejim to Swords. Swords drives against two, pulls back to find the open player. Now Hill redrives, step back, and a little step through, goes up. What a finish by Sammy Hill. She is playing like she's seen these bright lights before.
Sammy Hill, if you noticed, hung in the air to kind of collect her balance and composition before letting go. That's athleticism right there.
Gretter, a response from Argentina. Full speed ahead against Alexander. Look at that. We talk about patience from Melissa Gretter. The smallest player over the tallest player, and ties it back up at 67.
Argentina's guards are attacking Kayla Alexander at the rim.
Alexander's only got 3 fouls, so still one to play with. Swords pulls it out. Uses the Ejim screen. Kicks it out. It's a loose ball right now, and it's tied up. It's gonna go towards Argentina. Great defense there by the women in white and blue. You see the possession arrow in Argentina's favor. Yeah, me too, Martinez. You can see her biting her nails.
When you think of what's on the line, a medal for your country is going to come down to a couple swing possessions.
Burani will inbound.
I like full court pressure from Canada because if anything, you're just trying to, okay, you're going to initiate your offense. There's not going to be as much time on the clock. Really just trying to slow them up a little bit.
Chagas to Gretter. Gretter has been able to make it happen for Argentina. Finds herself open in the mid-range. That one won't connect, and a big rebound by Ejim. Her 15th rebound of the contest. Here's Silas Swords. Swords, the leading scorer for Team Canada, chucks it up, no good. That one knocked out of bounds. It's gonna go back to Argentina, and they're looking to maybe ask for the review. Coach pulls that one back, but pleads her case anyway. Now we're gonna take another look at that one, and Nell Fortner are gonna ask for the review, saying, I don't think Ejim is the last one to touch that. You gotta really trust your players when they say they didn't touch it. And she did last time, and it was the same player in Ejim.
And Coach looked, I think she said, you guys, you think we got it? You all right?
A big time call for a big time coach. Nell Fortner trusting Ejim, saying she didn't get that. And hey, if you're watching in the fourth quarter, you know what's about to happen. We'll give the mic up to the referees and crew chief Carmelo De La Rosa Alvarez. Take it away.
This is a head coach challenge by red team. We're going to review which team caused the ball go out of bounds. Okay, give me the close look, the right camera, frame by frame, please. No, a couple of click backs, back. There you go. Frame by frame, please. So, white, red. Okay, again. White, red. What do you see?
I have the right arm of white touching last, but...
Give me the right basket camera, please. There you go.
And zoom in, yes.
There you go. Frame by frame, again.
So, white.
This white, red. Okay. The fingers of the left hand of red is touching the ball at last.
Can we see the left corner? And zoom in.
There you go.
So
There's white, and then red with the movement to the left, okay? So the team that caused the ball go out of bounds, after review, the team that caused the ball go out of bounds is red. We maintain the initial decision, white ball, with 24 seconds on the shot clock and the game clock. After review, we maintain the initial decision, white.
And Argentina fist pumping on the bench because they feel like they finally got something to go in their way here.
67 points apiece. The shot clock will not matter as there's exactly 24 seconds left in the overtime quarter. Argentina has possession, and Greder, well, I guess there's about a 0.5 difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Chagas to DeRusso. DeRusso looks to find Greder, hands it off, 8 seconds on the clock. Shot clock off. Greder, wheel and deal against Ejum. Ejum, great defense. Canada comes down with the rebound. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into double overtime here in the bronze medal game. You wanted some good basketball, you're gonna get it here at the FIBA Women's AmeriCup.
And I'm not sure if it was by design, but on that possession, Argentina running Greder off multiple screens, maybe to force a switch. Now, she did get a post technically on her, but Ejum's a tough post to draw because of how quick and explosive she is. So she was able to stay in front of the ball with both her feet and her size. Nonetheless, here we go again.
Yeah, Ejum's got a really long wingspan too. Of course, I don't have her measurements, but the eye test again. Really, really long limbs, and she's only got 2 fouls. So if needed be, you know, she had that option to be a little extra aggressive. Now, Amy had the run through there. The only people with 4 fouls on Team Canada, Shaide Wilson, as well as Delaney Gibb. And on the other side, Diana Cabrera has got 4. Agustina Burani also has 4, as well as Victoria Gana. So all 3 of the bigs for Argentina with 4 fouls. Both teams in the penalty, and those will carry over into this double overtime. 5 more minutes to play. Free basketball here, Amy.
And as a player, these are the games you really remember. Win or lose, I mean, you remember these because of how hard fought they are. And we thought these women looked a little bit gassed towards the end of regulation. You know, you got to pull up your big girl pants because 2 overtimes is tough. But that's what's required to win big games at times.
Yeah, you had a look at Melissa Greder there, and I think that was at the end of the first overtime, and you could tell it was 1. I would have loved a foul call on that one as she drove, but 2, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. A lot of basketball has been played, and Melissa Greder has been on the floor for a little over 37.5 minutes, almost 38 minutes of basketball she's played here today, on top of already playing again yesterday and the day before. It'll be Canada basketball to start off this second overtime. Delaney Gibb with the ball in her hands. She's on the floor with Swords, Alexander, Ejum, and Hill. Gets it into Alexander. Alexander Nice post move up and under, off the glass is good for 2 points. Now Argentina looking to respond on the floor. Chagas, DeRusso, Bretter, Cabrera, and Burani. Chagas up top. Chagas over to DeRusso. DeRusso launches from 3. What a response from Argentina, who take the lead by 1. Sammy Hill to Swords. Swords comes off the screen, and that's an illegal screen by Kayla Alexander, her 3rd personal foul of the game, and it's taking Melissa Gretter a little extra time to get up from that one as you see that hit. But there's a 3-pointer from DeRusso on the other end as we wait for Melissa Gretter to slowly get up.
And Gretter taking an extra second, but on that defensive possession, look at how pumped up her team is right now. She fought on top of the first screen. It wasn't closed off. And then she picked up the switch and tried to fight through the second screen. Was not closed off, but what a defensive effort single-handedly from Gretter.
Here's Chagas up to DeRusso. Could she do it back-to-back? That one's short, and Burani down with the rebound. That one didn't touch the rim, so just 8 seconds on the clock. DeRusso drives against Swords. Swords with the block. What discipline on the defensive end for the teenager, Silas Swords. She gets it over to Gibb. Gibb rejecting the screen. She'll use it now, and she pulls up from 3. No good on that one. Burani, a huge rebound for Argentina. Gretter back on the offensive, wheeling and dealing. She's got a mismatch here as they try and feed it inside, but they'll skip past to Chagas. Shook up the 3, no good. Cabrera over 4 red jerseys, skips out to Gretter for 3, no good. Great box out by Sammy Hill, allows Kayla Alexander to scoop that one up. Approaching the 3-minute mark in this second overtime. Sammy Hill to Alexander, hands off to Gibb. Gibb knocked away, but Kayla Alexander will pick it up. Here's Swords now, pulls up from 3, off the glass, no good. Gretter, a rebound, and she's in the transition now. She decides to pull it back and use some of the clock. She had none of her teammates running with her, and no looks on the fast break. Off the screen from Cabrera. Pulls it back. A little extra drama in the key, and she's going for the 3. That one no good, and Gibb with an easy rebound. Now she's looking to get going in transition. Gibb to Alexander. Passes right back. Gibb thinks about the shot. The second time she pulls it up. A big 3 from Delaney Gibb. The timing of that one could not be better. Delaney Gibb now 12 points in the contest as she lets DeRusso get by her, but Kayla Alexander there to clean up the board. Alexander, 13 rebounds on the night. Here's Sammy Hill back on offense. Canada leads by 2. Hill to Gibb. Gibb to Alexander. Gibb cuts. Alexander now looking to drive. It's knocked away, and DeRusso comes up with it. Melissa Gretter thought about the football pass downhill, but decides against it, and now she's looking to use some of the clock. Gets it over to DeRusso. DeRusso against Alexander. Both teams looking tired. DeRusso drives, puts it up. No good. A diving Cabrera to the floor. But there is going to be a foul called, not the tie-up. And of course, we've been in bonus for over 10 minutes now. It's going to send Argentina to the line. We'll get another look at that one.
And these women are gassed right now. Cabrera still on the ground, but just missing some layups, right? I mean, they're fighting so hard. They put Gretter in a ball screen intentionally, and Delaney Gibb with the read of the night. You go under a shooter, she's got momentum with the bounce and has to let that fly with confidence. You see Cabrera is still down. She's gonna have to, now let's not forget, Cabrera got hit in the back of the head yesterday and was getting a lot of ice put on her neck towards the end of the game against Brazil, and it looks like she may have taken some more contact in the same area. Of course, with anything in the head, they're going to be very careful. And if Cabrera is not able to take these free throws, it looks like she's coming out of the game.
Yeah, this is tough to see. She looked almost dizzy when she stood up. She's being held off the court by 2 staff members, and first off, you hate to see it, but even more so, a big hole, not even more so you want to see her as a human being be okay, but it is a big hill or a big shoe to fill. Cabrera had 9 points in this one. More importantly, 12 rebounds in that foul.
Kayla Alexander, you saw her on the bench. It's her 5th.
Talk about big shoes to fill as Boquete goes to the line in replacement. Kayla Alexander now out for the rest of it. Kayla Alexander, 13 points, 13 rebounds. That rebound goes to Edgem, as Canada has the 2-point lead. As Hill uses the Wallach screen. Hands it to Gibb. Gibb drives, loses balance, shoots it up. What a rebound by Tara Wallach, who just got in, but she loses her balance as she lands out of bounds. So it's going to go back towards Argentina as they make a substitution and bring Ghana back into the game for Boquete. A reminder, Ghana coming in with 4 fouls of her own as they're on the offensive now. Now you take a look at Poki Chapman, the head coach of Brazil.
You saw her smiling early. Now you're just cutting into her time, okay?
We're just going to get out here at midnight.
We got a game to play. It's tough when you're trying to, you get so pumped up to get ready to get out there on that second team, and now you got to wait a little extra longer. But I'm not complaining because this has been fantastic.
Greder drives, loses it, scramble situation, and that's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to stay with Argentina. 9 seconds on the shot clock. That doesn't get reset for them as they keep possession. They've scored just 3 points in this second overtime. They take it on the baseline. 42 left to go in the period. Greder will inbound and get it right back in the corner. Being guarded by a much bigger Wallach. She pulls up right over Tara Wallach. Melissa Greder is willing this team to what she hopes is the first medal since 2017, but Sammy Hill drives, dishes, no good, and there's a foul called there. That one, that's a tough call for Argentina. Let's take another look at that. Sammy Hill, full steam ahead, and that's going to be a foul on Melissa Greder.
She didn't really get her as much. That's a tough call for Argentina, I have to say. As physical as this basketball game has been, Sammy Hill just looked a little out of control, but knocks down that shot as Greder's pleading her case.
That's 4th personal foul for Melissa Greder, who has been the absolute heartbeat of this Argentinian team. Sammy Hill extends the lead to 2, and the ball's back in the hands of Melissa Greder. Greder pulls it back out. In the passing lane was Delaney Gibb. Just about a 1 second difference between game clock and shot clock. There's a timeout called. Melissa Greder in this one, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And those 4 personal fouls to keep an eye on. 4 of the 5 starters for Argentina have 4 fouls.
Well, and this is, are they going to go for the quick shot? Probably not, right? One shot. I would anticipate a Deruso 3. to be honest with you, or Bugatti maybe. I don't know if they go for the 2 here because Gretter in particular is so exhausted. Oh, that's such a big call. That's it right there. And you better not be thinking, you better be knowing, man.
They have a chance now on the offensive. As you said, DeRusso lights out from the 3-point land right now, 5 for 10 from beyond the arc. And if they go for the 3, or if they go for the 2, excuse me, rather than the 3, now we haven't seen a triple overtime at the AmeriCup since 2003. And in my mind, that's about 5 years ago, but
yeah, I know.
It's almost 2 decades, or
not
more than 2 decades.
Not in my knees' minds, though. They would tell you different. Here it is. A bronze medal on the line.
Bocchetti will inbound for Argentina. Gets it into Gretter. But a 1-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Gretter turns the corner, finds herself under the hoop, pulls back around. She likes the free throw. And 1 bucket for Melissa Gretter. A potential 3-point play for the veteran of Argentina. 18 points. A chance to make it 19 and take the lead over Canada late in the 2nd overtime of this game. Melissa Gretter, the MVP chants reign inside the arena as she helps Argentina take the lead. Canada uses their last timeout.
This set looked like it broke down because once again, Gretter dribbling baseline has a mismatch but has nowhere to go. And for the 3rd or 4th time now in the 2 overtimes, she takes the jumper. She gets to that mid-range and pulls up over top of a bigger defender lunging at her. And when you talk about worthy of winning, and both teams certainly have, Gretter's heart, you just as young basketball players, you watch this woman play basketball. Because if anyone competes half that hard, you're going to be okay.
And look, Gretter, she stands at 5'6". 5'6", her heart tells her she's about 6'7". What a finish. And this is just a player who knows how to win.
And the contact, the foul, look at that, the Ejim switch, that's a tough switch off because of how big and strong she is. The contact isn't up top, it's down low, and so it doesn't affect her shot. And I don't think she's feeling much right now. Remember, she has got a bad foot out there. Not over. 3 seconds, 2.8 is a lot of time.
Both teams rolling out the same lineup. Canada under 3 seconds. Gibb over to Swords. Swords puts it in. The backdoor cut off the glass is good for Silas Swords. Neither team has a timeout. Argentina 1.4 on the clock. And that's how Canada's gonna get it done. A bronze medal for the North Americans. A heartbreaker in double overtime, 76-75. Canada wins back-to-back bronze medals, and Argentina an absolute heartbreaker. As you see here, Canada, they're gonna win by just 1 in double overtime.
And you give it up for Argentina. My gosh, did they ever lay it all out. But when you talk about Canada basketball and their senior women's program, this is the future. You've got Silas Swords, who, by the way, her career high for her senior women's national team games right now. You've got a brand new head coach in Nell Fortner, who draws up an incredible play. So Canada basketball, who continues to push for podium every 4 years, has something to be really excited about just on that last possession alone.
You said it, Silas Swords ends with 23 points and the game winner. You're getting a look at Melissa Gretter, who gave it absolutely all she had. She's gonna end with 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a couple what would have been game winners for her on a bad ankle. And Melissa Gretter and the rest of Argentina have nothing to hang their heads on. We said it finished 7th in the last AmeriCup just 2 years ago, 4th here tonight. But it's Canada who go back-to-back bronze medals for the Canucks. It does not get more exciting than double overtime. And you have the youngest player on the floor making the big play in Sylla Swords.
And all 5 women have to perfectly execute that. You get a look at the emotion from Argentina, and you feel for them. I mean, 2.8 seconds left, an and one jumper, and the backdoor screen to finish at the rim. What a play call from the Canadians. Here it is right here. The pass has to be perfect. Your 2 youngest players making that happen, making that work. The pass and the finish. Because Mungo was in a face guard and didn't see the ball coming. And the ball pressure, not great enough to force even just a little bit of an off pass. Those are the details that win you medals, right there.
And that's your TCL player of the game. The youngest player on the floor, Sylla Swords, finishes with 23 points, shooting 45% from the field to go along with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and the game-winning bucket to win Canada the bronze medal here in Santiago at the FIBA Women's AmeriCup. Incredible finish, an incredible heart from both of these teams. Canada will go home with the hardware, and Argentina going home with the 4th place finish. Both teams do punch their ticket to the World Cup qualifiers, and Canada gets the extra jewelry, the bragging rights, and that's 8 wins in a row, Canada over Argentina. This time, it took 2 extra periods to get it done. And the teenager in Sylla Swords at the buzzer with 1 second to go, putting it up off the glass. You see here, if you thought this was exciting, the next one is for the gold. It's Brazil, the reigning champs, taking on Team USA. It is skill and experience versus college stardom right now as we enter time for the gold, as you see USA taking the floor. Thanks for tuning in. Kelsey Wright Johnson along with Amy Audibert. Some free basketball. We hope you enjoyed. We sure did, and we'll see you. Stay tuned on Courtside 1891 for gold medal action.